I think we're rolling. Tell him right now, Ryan.
I think I know what you're
Rolling.
talking about.
So I'm sitting cage side for your fight, and like I look up, and there's like someone in the cage that should not be in the cage. Like clearly, it wasn't a photographer, it wasn't a referee, it wasn't a corner, it wasn't anyone. And I'm like, why is someone in the cage? And I go over to the cage door, and like one of my guys like opens the door for people, and I'm like, who's that dude? And he's like, I don't know. He just came in. I'm like, so I was like, hey, out. You can't just come into the cage. He's like, that's the only time that's ever happened. But he was just like, oh, I was trying to take pictures. I was like, you can't do it in the cage. Like, we have professional photographers that'll take care of that.
Yeah, he's one of the OGs at my boxing gym.
Gotcha.
His name's Skeets. He always goes in like the ring and takes pictures of the fighters.
See, like we can't just let everyone come in, you know. So,
Skeets.
but it was the first time that happened. Like that surprises me.
Yeah.
I told the cage, I'm like, dude, you can't let anyone but corners and officials in the cage. Otherwise, we have like, there's people
30
in the cage.
people
Yeah.
after every fight celebrating. Yeah.
Miguel, could you slide that way a little bit?
Sure.
Nice.
We
Probably
got-
pull that mic
Yeah,
closer to you too.
Just grab the mic and just pull it towards your
So
face.
that's one thing. Like they sound awesome, but it's like you
You
got.
don't have to be gentle with it. You can just pull it wherever. Yeah, just.
It's the first time Miguel's ever been gentle with something. Like
Yeah, he's a beast.
I'm like surprised I didn't get armbarred yet. Actually,
Oh, yeah?
I've been around you so long. Like you've been here 20 minutes and I haven't been armbarred yet. So I feel like you're slacking, bro.
That's a world record for someone not being around Miguel and not being destroyed.
Not being armbarred. Yeah. Were you training this morning?
I just did my 5 miles this morning. That was it. I didn't.
Just 5 miles. No big deal. Pretty simple.
Yeah, I do a lot of running.
Do you like running or do you just do it for okay?
I actually do like running.
You're one of those freaks that actually enjoys it. I got you.
I got into it once I joined the army. So we kind of just got forced to run it all the time, and I just ended up liking it.
Gotcha. So 10th Planet, where is that exactly? That's one place I never really knew where it
10th
was.
Planet Gym?
Yeah.
It's in Newark, Ohio,
Okay.
and it's probably like 90 minutes from Columbus.
Okay.
Probably about 3 hours from Pittsburgh.
Dang, that's a haul, dude.
Yeah, man. I go there every Sunday. It's just
That's sweet.
Yeah.
So when I heard you were training at 10th Planet, my first thought was, oh, he's out in Bethlehem. And then I saw Newark, and I was like, he goes all the way to New Jersey to train? And I was like, oh, it's in Newark, Ohio.
Yeah.
But then I still don't know where that is. I'm like, oh, man.
yeah,
So
it's
random.
It's a nice gym. It's a really nice gym.
He's a big geography guy.
Yeah, I'm a big geography buff. So why 10th Planet? Like, what got you started there?
I've always like, so when I started out with jiu-jitsu, I was just at a local MMA gym, and I wanted to like find out more in jiu-jitsu, so I just looked up videos and I saw a bunch of like warm-ups from Eddie's YouTube
Sick.
channel.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I was just copying all those moves, and I went to a Naga, just a local grappling tournament, and I won. And one of the 10th Planet guys, his name's John Boros, it's the instructor at 10th Planet Newark. He was like, hey, you should come train with us. And I was like, awesome, yeah, I'll come down. And I drove down one time, and I've been training there ever since 2016.
That's
I
awesome.
go there like every Sunday as much as I can. I've been training with them pretty good.
Nice. And Ryan's son just like tried to FaceTime or something and totally ruined the screen.
Oh, is
Way
that
to
what that
go.
was?
Way to go, Logan. Oh my goodness, Logan Middleton. You menace.
Did he try to FaceTime? It didn't ring on my phone, though.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just the logo disappeared. I don't know. Just stick to the not room cam, I guess, Danny. No big deal. But that first Naga tournament, did you go in like basically self-taught? I know you said you were working at like a little local jiu-jitsu, but were you teaching yourself more, like just going home watching videos and then trying stuff?
Kind of. My MMA coach at the time, his name's Mark Schrader. You guys probably know Mark Schrader. He was more focused on like the boxing side of the MMA. So I had my buddy. He would go to 10th Planet in New York, Rochester, and he's a blue belt there. So he would come and teach me stuff. So that's kind of also how I got into 10th Planet curriculum, and I just was doing that pretty much to learn, just watching videos.
So how different is that? Because you're the guy that trains everywhere. Like you're famously the guy associated with every gym in the area, basically. What is so different about 10th Planet? Because you always hear people, like I know they have specific setups and specific submissions and things like that, but How different is that for you to learn a 10th Planet curriculum versus like whatever Stout teaches?
It's just making me be comfortable on my back. Just like, for instance, on UFC fight, whenever Tony Ferguson beat Kevin Lee, he won with a triangle on his back, which is like never been really done in a UFC title fight. And I'm just trying to make that known with the 10th Planet guys that we can win off our back too.
Nice.
And obviously, I did that my last fight. I won off my back, so
That's true. Good point. I think Austin, after that fight, dude, he was super complimentary of you. He was like, I started to defend the triangle, and he literally perfect timing, switched to the armbar. Like, that was a beautiful submission, man. Well done.
yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was a good fight.
What did you expect going into that fight? Did you think that a submission was your best path to victory?
I honestly was ready to expect to try to do some grappling because I'm sure he was expecting me to shoot a takedown, even though me and him were both strikers. So that's why I went for the takedown because I knew that he wasn't necessarily a grappler. So I was like, I had a feeling my grappling was had more strength in the grappling, so I went for the takedown.
Nice. We had the one fight where Austin fought Edwin Vera. Did you watch that a lot?
Yeah, I studied that so much.
Yeah, I was going to ask, because some guys are like, they don't really care about film.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm going to go do what I do. But you seem a little more analytical than the average Joe.
Yeah.
You like that? Like, is that fun for you to break down an upcoming fight?
Yeah, that's all I do.
Nice.
Even people I know I'm not gonna fight like in different weight classes. I just like to watch fights.
Who's like your all-time favorite fighter to just watch?
Either Adesanya or Max Holloway.
Adesanya, nice. Dude, so many people say Max, by the way.
Yeah.
Like Lucas Sieber, I remember said Max. It's just, who doesn't love Max Holloway? It's like you need to leave.
He's like this generation's like Nick and Nate. He's like that fun guy. What?
I was like confused what Nick and Nate was for a second.
Diaz brothers. Like,
but I was like, is that an old like show that Ryan watched when he was a kid? Like
Nick and Nate.
Yeah.
No, the Diaz brothers. Like I used to love watching Nick Diaz, dude. Like he was so fun. And then like I always viewed Nate until recently as like, well, that's his little brother. Like that's like Nick's the main guy.
Yeah, and he made himself known.
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh,
but he had a little help. He had a little help with Connor.
A little bit.
That Connor bump. That hits different, as the kids say. Dude, so we talk about, studying film. Who are you studying right now, Miguel? You studying anybody?
Yeah, there's somebody that's I might be fighting soon in a few weeks.
Nice. Let the good people know, man. Just say it. Let it out.
All right.
December 17th.
Yeah, December 17th. I'm fighting a boy from Morgantown. He's Chance Grillo. He just had a win against Anthony Morse back in October. A few weeks before my fight. I'm pretty excited to get it on, man.
Nice. What are you seeing from him? Because we have 2 videos for you to study of his just with 247. So what do you see in his game?
He's definitely a strong grappler and he's got good kicks. So I'm just working on that.
That's one thing. Like when we first got Grillo to fight Ferdoz back at BitB12, I think it was. All we knew about him was that he was a BJJ brown belt. Like that's all we heard. And then there was literally no grappling in that fight. Ferdoz did a great job of keeping him at range and just setting up his strikes instead. And then against Anthony Morris, it was like Chance wanted to strike like
the whole time.
Yeah, I was very surprised. So like
fight.
I still want to see Chance on the ground and like versus you. That's a dream matchup right there. Like that will be really fun if that fight hits the mat. I think.
Yeah.
Who do you game plan with? Like, I know you work with lots of different coaches, but like, who's the coach that like, or the coaches that you really like spend time like, who sets up your game plan?
Mostly Will at Stout, and then on my jiu-jitsu, I'll split it between Mike Wilkins and John Boros at 10th Planet.
Nice. That's a good split, man. You got a lot of good people around you. Like, how much confidence does that give you going into the cage that you're not just, I don't know, I feel like some people maybe get like too tied to a coach. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they need to get out and get different looks. Like how much confidence does that give you that you're getting like a crazy amount of looks?
I think it's awesome because I always get different outlooks. Because let's say like I want to get a different view, I can just go to like, let's say I ask Isaac Greeley, be like, hey, what's your opinion on this? And then I could ask Mike Wilkins, what's your opinion on this? And I can go all the way over to Ohio and ask John Boris, what's his opinion on this? And they all have different little insights, and I'll just take bits and pieces from each person,
Yeah, it's pretty clear that you're obsessed with fighting.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, obviously. But when did that start for you? Like, what was the first time that you remember that you got in an actual fight and you were like, I actually enjoyed that?
So I've been doing martial arts since I was 8. with Mark Schrader. I started out with him, and he started out with us with the karate, with the tongue sudo, just doing point sparring, and I would always get in trouble for like attacking too much because you could do back fists, and I would just throw hands and attack my opponent. And he'd be like, "That's too aggressive. You can't be doing that." And then once I was old enough, I took my first boxing match at 14, and I lost that one unfortunately. And he wanted me to try kickboxing, so I switched over to that. It was about 2 months later, and I won that whole tournament. And that's why I realized like, I guess I am good because I can do my kicks and everything. And then I did my first jiu-jitsu tournament that year as well. I won that. And I realized like, I think this is what I want to do. I want to do everything. So I would just take like kickboxing matches here and there, jiu-jitsu matches here and there, boxing matches in there. Because as a teenager, you can't early teens, you can't be taking like MMA fights till you're 18. At least in Pennsylvania,
right?
In this area. So I just did a bunch of those fights until I turned 18. And I just took the MMA. Like literally, as soon as I turned 18, I just started doing MMA.
So obviously, like that became the plan as you started, grappling tournaments, boxing, all that. Like you knew you were going to go to MMA, but when you first started, was MMA even on your mind? Like when you were just first getting involved in martial arts, were you watching the UFC as a kid or anything?
Yeah, I was that kid that would like watch The Ultimate Fighter. I remember watching
awesome.
the first season with Stephen Bonner and Forrest Griffin. I was one of those little kids.
Dude, I was gonna say, how old were you in that? Was that you had to be super young?
What year was that? 2007?
Sounds right. That range,
I was like 6 or 7 or 8.
That's awesome.
Like most kids are going home and watching Blue's Clues, and Miguel's like, bro, Ultimate Fighter, these guys are about to punch each other.
When I was a little kid, my favorite fighter was Lyoto Machida. Like I can remember him and Manny Pacquiao were my two favorite fighters back then when I was little.
Wow. That is insane, man. So you were hooked from that early on.
Yeah.
To this day, like, what's your favorite fight of all time?
Probably Robbie Lawler versus Roy McDonald too.
Oh, what a pick!
Or Cub Swanson and Dooho Choi was a good fight too.
Dude, that's a great.
That was an
That
awesome
great
fight.
pick.
Literally
Cub
one of my
Swanson,
favorite fights.
He's another one of
ever.
my OGs that is one of my favorites.
Nice. Cub is amazing. So I know you want to move to California. Do you want to train with Cub?
That would be nice. I already have a place that I'm set on moving to.
Okay.
And I was talking to the guys there. It's in Huntington Beach. It's called Kings MMA. And they said I'm free to like train with their fighters and live at their fighter house. And there's a Gracie gym near there that's where Cub does his jiu-jitsu. So I'm sure I could get some jiu-jitsu training with him.
Nice. When I worked for Flow Combat, we did these road trip series, and we did a West Coast road trip and stopped at King's actually and talked to Benil Dariush and Jake Ellenberger and Kelvin Gastelum. We went out to lunch with Kelvin Gastelum. That's actually. Awesome. He always had weight problems, like he couldn't make weight.
Wait, I thought Kelvin was a New York guy. No. Oh wow! Why did I?
I don't think he's from. He's originally from Arizona.
I don't know how long he's been at Kings, but he's been Kings for a good bit.
Okay, then I just maybe it's just because he missed weight in Madison Square Garden.
Honestly, that
might be one.
That could be.
Honestly, maybe
I just associate him with New York now. Yeah, but we went out to eat with him, and like we were teasing him about like ordering burgers and stuff. We just gave him like one piece of fruit. Like here you go, Kelvin. This is what you're allowed to eat. That's how I feel now. We're cutting weight.
Yeah.
How's that going for you guys?
Good for me.
It's literally the worst thing. No, here's the problem is like the problem is I wasn't an involuntary participant. It was like, we're gonna do this. Like it's easy to do when you're like inspired, right? And so when I was super motivated before, I took it on and it was good. And like I don't want to right now. Like, it sucks.
I made your life a lot better, didn't I?
I keep telling him, like, dude, we went on a road trip. It was the worst road trip ever.
You probably can't snack.
We couldn't do anything. Yeah. We tried eating. We would get done with our day super late. It was like 10 o'clock the first night. Ready? We spent 2 nights there. First night, 10 o'clock. We haven't eaten yet, dinner. We hadn't eaten since lunch, and we were both starving, but we were tired of like driving around. Like, so we just ordered. What did we order? On the Uber thing.
Uber Eats.
Yeah. So we order it. I've never had luck with this, and so we both order a salad and
chicken wings,
8 wings a piece. Total comes to $75.
Pretty reasonable.
And I couldn't eat any of it.
The wings came and they were breaded.
The
So
wings
we're like,
were
no
breaded,
carb,
so
but they're
I-
covered in breading. And we're like, well, that sucks. My salad was correct. Like, I got a grilled chicken salad. And
But it was
fine.
like the least impressive.
it was tiny
salads
and
ever.
terrible. Yeah, it was tiny and terrible, but
And then my salad, I ordered like the chef's salad. Like it was like it called an Italian salad. It was like the meats on it, you know. Except mine didn't have any meat on it.
it was literally like lettuce and one cherry tomato.
Vegetarian.
That's
I
about
was
it.
so like I was
Dude.
angry.
It was the angriest I've ever seen Ryan. Legitimately.
I was so
Legitimately.
angry. He thought I was pretending to be angry.
Like
That's
at
all
first, I'm like, oh, it's funny. He's like doing a bit, like acting really mad. But then he was still that mad. Like 5 minutes later, I was like, oh, this is real.
Yeah, I was pissed.
It wasn't good.
So that was the first night. Second night, we're like, that's not happening again. We are not going to put ourselves in that position. So we were getting back. It was like 8 o'clock, and we go to the grocery store, and we buy steaks, and we buy like
Asparagus.
and some
peppers.
veggies. And we get back to the room, and so we're in an Airbnb with just one bed. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
But so we get back there.
Miguel's like, I don't judge. Whatever.
We get back there, and we knew there was a chance that there's no skillet there, but I was just gonna run out and grab a skillet. But there was, but it was like really small, and they could only cook one thing in there at a time. But whatever, we were figuring it out. We were fine. We had like some Tito's, right? Helps you get through anything. So we start cooking, and all of a sudden, there's no smoke in the room, and the fire alarm is just going off, and we're having to like, get we couldn't cook the steaks because we had to like make smoke, and they were so sensitive. So it was literally like the veggies were good.
The veggies were good. That's
was
the one thing
The
that we
good
did.
food we
yeah.
had on the trip.
There you go.
Yeah, dude. I think I just got like PTSD just reliving.
Yeah,
that.
that
I
was
noticed at one
painful.
point I was just like staring
the
there,
long
like
yard stare.
yeah, dude. It was like Vietnam flashbacks in my brain. So what's like for you? What's the one thing with getting ready for a fight, making weight? Like, what do you crave? And this is a mean question right now, being that you have a fight coming up. But
Probably candy.
candy, nice.
Oh, that was nice of you guys to have candy sitting there, jerks.
What?
That was a hard Halloween.
Yeah, I'm sure. So like,
What's your candy?
that's what I was just gonna say. Before you got here, we ranked. There's like, I don't mean to just keep rubbing it in, but there's like 10 different candies in that. So and like we ranked them top to bottom. So
I'm definitely like my favorite's definitely Skittles.
that's
Oh,
damn-
so you're like a
Yeah.
I was
okay.
just saying that Skittles are bomb.
Skittles are the best.
Skittles are. How do you eat Skittles? Do you like pop one in your mouth and chew it, or
No,
do
I
you
just
like
keep them all in my mouth and just
Hey,
let 'em
put
dissolve.
and like make it into one big glob? Oh, that's the best way,
Dude, I don't think I've ever eaten Skittles like that.
dude.
I didn't try
There's
that.
no. You put like a bunch in your
You
mouth,
just gotta binge it.
and then you
Ooh.
and then you like suck the whatever. you can't even say anything like this without him laughing. And then you like suck the shell off, and they like merge together, and then you chew on that whole big ball for a while.
Oh, that sounds like advanced skittling. You both are looking at each other like, yeah, obviously that's the technique.
way to do it.
That's
That's
the technique.
When you eat a lot, you're obviously not a Skittles guy because you
mean, I
end up
like
eating it like that if
Yeah,
you
you're right.
regularly eat Skittles.
I definitely don't. I like them when I have them.
Marshawn Lynch is a big Skittles guy.
Huge Skittles guy. All right, so Skittles number 1. Finish your top 3. What else you got in there?
Probably Sour Patch Kids.
So he's
Bro.
like not a chocolate guy.
I'm allergic to peanuts, so it's kind of hard.
That sucks.
But if I had to pick chocolate, it'd be the white chocolate Hershey bars.
Okay.
Those ones are
Ooh,
good.
that's a pick. Like
So
what about the, like, the cookies and cream?
Yeah, that's what I
there
mean.
you
Yeah,
go.
those ones.
Nice. That's a good pick,
Yeah.
dude. How do you feel about sour Skittles?
Those are good too.
Combine your top 2
Yeah.
basically.
Right?
Ooh, dude, those are I got
Traditional
addicted to those.
Skittles still. Then you got the wild berry ones. Those are good too.
Those are good.
I definitely never had those.
Those
Yeah, because that's because you're not a Skittles guy.
I just had some last night.
Wild berry?
Oh yeah.
Dude. You guys are way
He's a
ahead of me.
sweets eater
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there. That kid.
Yeah, Danny Palm's a savage on the sweets.
He doesn't eat anything that's like nutritional value.
He eats candy and Given to Fly, I think. That's like his whole diet. Have you ever had Given to Fly in Federal Galley downtown, North Shore? Dude, these chicken I don't know if you like fried chicken, but these like chicken tenders and chicken sandwiches are unbelievable.
That sounds good.
It's so good. We can't do it justice. I've literally told everyone, you know how when you like invite someone to do something, you're like, this is so good. And then they're like build it up so much that it's like, yeah, it's good. But like there were no curtains that open, like no epiphany. You can't like everyone I've built it up and they're like, oh my gosh, it's even better than you were saying.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's a can't miss. Like anytime somebody wants a recommendation for food in the city, I'm like, just go to Give 'em the Fly.
I'm the same. Well, Troy needs to start paying us, bro.
Troy, hook us up, bro, or sponsor us.
Yeah, we could be you could be a sponsor. We're like
post weigh-in official meal provider.
That'd be a nice.
Dude.
Yeah.
That'd be real nice.
Miguel's gonna armbar you if you don't do it, Troy. Nice. This turned into the meanest podcast ever for a fighter like trying to
let's
make weight.
just talk about food
the entire time. Okay, so we got your candies. I'm gonna just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
What's like your last meal if you had to just
death?
Yeah, like you're on death row and you get one last meal. What are you gonna pick?
Probably pizza.
Just
like
flat
what
out
kind?
pizza.
Like a certain
Literally any pizza. He's like, I'm gonna die.
Like-
What's your favorite pizza?
Stuffed crust.
Okay, but like
Thin
from
crust.
where?
Domino's.
Domino's stuffed crust.
Oh.
He's
pulling out the
pick.
Have you had Caliente?
No, I have not.
Very good pizza. That's probably one of my. It's up there.
I can never say no to pizza.
Dude, I like Domino's stuffed crust as a pick. That's not what you expect people to go with, I'll say. Especially in Pittsburgh, because there's like a lot of good local pizza joints and everybody fights about which one's better.
Dylan Cole would argue that there's no good pizzas around here. Or not, like they're not
He
that
did
good.
say that. And then he sent a pizza from like Wilkes-Barre.
And it did look really good.
It looks good. I'm not going to lie. That looked
Yeah.
really good. Dude, that's awesome. But is the weight cut, do you eventually want to get to 135?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay, that's what is it tough for you? Because like you are kind of bigger to me. You don't look like a 135 to me. I'll say that.
Me and Lucas are the same size.
Really?
Like
You
weight,
seem-
like same exact weight.
You seem bigger to me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But Lucas is like thin as well for 135. He's like long and lanky. But you guys are similar in that regard.
Yeah.
Kind of long and lanky.
Have you done a test? Have you ever like tested see where
I've
you
made
get
35 before.
Yeah. Were you 35 in Pinnacle fight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But that's like you were 18 then. You're like
Yeah, I was 18.
24
23 now.
3 now.
A little more filled out.
Yeah.
We were both
Shout out to Hurt Locker. He's the one who made me gain on my muscle.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you guys want to look at a strength and conditioning coach,
Hurt Locker.
yeah.
Who?
HIRT.
Where's that at?
Christian Hurt. It's in
Dormont?
I'm
Is
trying to
that guy?
remember where it is. It's on McNeely Road.
Yeah, that's
Baldwin.
Dormont.
Baldwin.
That's
There you
oh
go.
no, okay,
Is it?
okay.
Baldwin. That's close. Same area.
Yeah.
No, not really.
To me, it is. Mr. Geography. Yeah. Dude, I'm loving like this matchup. I'll say December 17th. Like when we signed that fight and like both sides agreed, I was hyped. Like you can ask these guys. I was like, that's a banger. Like I was very happy to get that fight signed. To have you back against Chance, like that's just a sick matchup. What do you envision in that one? Because like I said, he's definitely shown more stand up than I expected. I expected him to be like a pure grappler and that's all he wants to do. But clearly he's comfortable on his feet too. It's like how do you approach one like
I think
this?
it's going to be a good display of MMA.
Nice.
Lots of scrambles, hopefully.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Are you one of those guys who envisions a fight from start to finish? Like, this is how I'm going to finish it? Because I always heard about like GSP before fights would literally just like sit down and visualize the whole fight.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yeah, I envision how I'm going to win.
Nice.
But that's a secret.
Did you envision the Austin fight? Did you get it right?
Yep.
Was that the only thing you envisioned, or did you have a bunch of things?
I had like options. But,
Yeah.
like a choose your own adventure book. Like
Yeah.
it could go this way and then this will happen. And
But
then,
that you could ask Mike Wilkins that takedown that I landed, like we drilled that for like 5 weeks.
that's awesome.
I always
That is
wonder,
awesome.
like, how much do you guys like? How much do you train scrambles? Like, so important, but like that's like the one of those things that, like, how much goes into practicing like scrambling.
Well, if you train with Lucas, it's like every time
Yeah.
because he's a wrestler. So.
Yeah.
You're just constantly
Yeah,
scrambling
constantly
against it.
scrambling.
What's it been like adding him to the fold? I mean,
It's
he's
been
super
awesome.
talented, obviously, but
It's been great. Like, I help him with the striking, and he helps me with the wrestling, and it's like we got the best of both worlds. We're like constantly leveling each other up. We keep getting so much better because of each other.
do you think wrestling is your biggest weakness still?
I don't know now. Like it's gotten a lot better ever since I've been like working with him and Mike and all the guys at the Mat Factory. I'd say I'm pretty well rounded now.
Nice.
Are there guys, and you don't have to name names if you don't want to, but are there guys that like you felt like you were behind in wrestling that you feel like now I'm on this person's level or like right near their level?
My buddy Alan Liu, he just came back to visit from Hawaii.
Did he? Yeah, I was wondering about
he
Alan.
was just visiting.
But he moved to Hawaii?
Yeah.
Because he was in New York for a while too. Okay.
He's from New York. But yeah, he moved to Hawaii. He came here to visit, and he was like, "Your wrestling got a lot better, and you got a lot stronger." So,
Shout out Hurt and shout out Stout. Nice. That's awesome, man. You can't fight in Pittsburgh without some wrestling.
yeah,
You gotta know how to wrestle a little bit. Or like even the guys who aren't wrestlers can wrestle here.
Yeah.
Like Zack Snyder's fight.
Yeah.
He had no business, and he looked like a D1 wrestler in that fight. Like I thought he was gonna just come out and strike the whole time, and then he just wrestled. I'm like, well, Zach can wrestle. Of course he can.
all of Alan's
Yeah.
fights been like that too.
Yeah.
and he's never wrestled in college or high school.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
The pro boxers in Pittsburgh know how to wrestle. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just
right,
the thing.
right.
My buddies, the Conways, they wrestled in high school. It's crazy. Like,
Look at like
Yeah.
Rich Canalina. Like
Yeah. You
all
can
those
wrestle.
guys can wrestle.
They all wrestle, man. That's just part of the culture.
Hutch can wrestle.
Dude, of course. That you just can't. It's like such a determining factor. Like if one guy can wrestle and the other guy can't at all, the fight's over.
Yeah.
Like that's it. There's just no
Unless
getting
you get the
around that.
one punch knockout.
Yeah. It's just such a deciding factor. Did you feel like when you first started though, like your wrestling was really hindering you at first?
not my first fight. My first fight, I dropped the guy and then I took him down and then I rear naked choked him. But the second fight, it was my pinnacle fight. It was the second fight. I fought Sal DeSimone.
Mm-hmm.
He's a judo black belt and he's a good wrestler. And I definitely was like, yeah, I need to work on my takedowns.
As an amateur, is that exciting to you in a weird way when you lose a fight and you're like, all right, back to the drawing, like this is what I need to work on. I know exactly what I need to do. Is that fun for you?
Yeah, win or lose, I'm just happy to get in there and learn. Like I'm just grateful for the opportunity that I have this body that I can actually be able to compete because there's people out there that can't even get out of bed. So I'm just grateful to be able to do what I want to do.
Yeah, that's really inspiring, man. Well, I talked to Adam Milstead before, and I had a long sit-down interview with him, and he was saying at one point, like, he was out of the game. This was before he got to the UFC, too. He was like, I'm done. Like, I'm just bagging it up. And he met a kid in a wheelchair, a young kid in a wheelchair who came up to him and was like, I wish I could do what you do. And Adam was instantly like, what am I doing? Like, why am I throwing this away? Like, I have a gift to be able to do this. So you feel a little bit of that, too.
Yeah.
Where does
100%.
that come from, do you think?
Just because as a kid, I had a bunch of like issues growing up. Like I had real bad asthma, and I was super unathletic, and I was told like you're not gonna be able to do any athletic sports when you grow up. You're probably just gonna be a nobody. And then I was like, no, I'm gonna prove everybody wrong. And then I just took up competing, and now
You were unathletic?
yeah, very unathletic.
You thought that, or
I
like
was
you
told.
actually were?
Yeah, you could ask people. Like, I would run my 1 miles in like 40 minutes. Like it was bad. it would
That's
almost
like
collapse.
I could beat that.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's nuts. I had really bad asthma too, actually, growing up. So I get that. That sucks.
Wait, I thought asthma was like a lifelong thing.
I mean, technically, I don't think you ever get rid of it. I just like never have asthma attacks anymore.
Yeah, I only get asthma attacks when I'm like super sick.
Yeah, you
But,
kind of
like,
grow out of it to a
It
degree.
used to be workout induced asthma when I was a kid, so like that's why it was so bad.
Yeah, same.
See, I just thought asthma was like you either have asthma or you don't. And
Yeah,
like,
I think you always have it.
Yeah.
but it's just not nearly as bad as you get older. But some people don't grow out of it either, and it's like bad their whole life. So I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Bettis have asthma?
Yeah, sure did. Yeah, yeah. You'd see him puffing his inhaler
Yeah.
once in a while on the sideline. Pretty awesome.
Inhaler.
Yeah.
puffing.
I think I got one.
Yeah, I still take mine before my fights just in case.
Yeah, dude. Remember the UFC fight, Greg Hardy taking it mid-fight?
Yeah, I don't think that's allowed.
Yeah, you can't do that, bro.
Like, you're disqualified.
He's just on the stool, like, just puffing that thing.
It's technically a steroid, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It really
You're
is.
opening your lungs back up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Did you play any other sports? Like you say, you were on athletic, didn't run, but did you do anything else?
Just played chess.
Dude,
I was a nerd, man.
So we
still
always
am.
hear jujitsu described as human chess. Is that valid?
100%.
Nice.
Yeah. I think maybe that's why I like to analyze things so much.
Mm-hmm.
Because I played chess so much as a kid. Because I would go to like, kind of like how it is in wrestling where you get like big tournaments and stuff. That's how I was in chess. So.
Were you a bookworm?
Not really.
No.
I'm just super into chess.
Just chess.
Yeah.
Did you like win some chess tournaments
Yeah.
and stuff too? Are you still into it?
I haven't played since I started competing.
It's like, well, this is less fun.
Yeah.
Like, I could beat someone on a board. I could beat their
Just
brain in.
beat them.
Like,
Dude, I bet if there was a combo chess and jiu-jitsu tournament, like you would definitely be the best in the world.
I've seen chess boxing matches. It's kind of cool.
Wait, what does it talk to me about?
Yeah.
that? What is that?
I saw it on YouTube. It was like chess boxing. They'll do like a 3
Sounds
minute
awesome.
round of like speed chess, and then when the round's over, they box. It's kind of cool. It's cool.
That is the best
awesome.
idea ever.
247 speed boxing.
Yes.
Chess.
I'll be the ref.
Chess speed boxing.
I'll
Mark
be
it
the
down.
ref.
Dude, you would definitely be the champ of that in Pittsburgh, right? Do you know any other fighters that play chess? Around here, yeah.
I don't know.
He hasn't played since he's been competing. He gave it up.
He would
bro.
still whoop him.
So, like, you talked about like losing a fight, not having like this negative. Like, you know Edwin, and you know how he is. He's like the exact opposite. Like, he puts all this pressure. I try to talk to him all the time. Like, I'm pretty close with Edwin. Like, he puts all this pressure on himself and he lets himself down. He's very emotional. He's an emotional guy. Do you feel like that's a lot different for you? Like,
Yeah, for sure. I was that guy in like tournaments that I would sleep and they'd have to wake me up to like be like, hey, your match is coming up. Like, I don't get like nervous when it comes to matches because I'm just like I'm just so happy to be there, so grateful to be able to compete that like when I'm in there, I'm just you probably could see when I was just so happy, like just seeing everybody watching. It's like, wow, this is like a moment.
Yeah.
Just only me and my opponent are gonna ever have, and it's just I just think it's awesome.
It's a really mature outlook, man. Like, where do you think that comes from, though? Like, what? So many fighters don't think that way.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. Like, so many guys don't have that outlook and are extremely nervous or like extremely emotional, like whatever it might be. What do you think it is about you that allows you to be so relaxed and enjoying it?
I don't know. I guess just how my parents brought me up. Just they were like, no matter what happened, just be happy that you got to actually compete because there's people there that out there that wish they could do what you could do, but they can't because there are limitations, whether it be physical or mental or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So are you saying there's no nerves? Like, you don't get nervous at all? Or are you saying like it's pretty well in check?
It's like good nervous energy.
Yeah.
There's no negative thoughts. I'm just happy. Good to go.
Because I've always heard there's like a certain nervousness that's healthy.
Yeah,
like, you know,
for
like
sure.
a healthy nervousness. Like, if I don't go in there and like at least be nervous, then I'm going to be too loose and I'll just leave myself open.
Yeah, there's always like it's like a good nervous energy. It's like, oh yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. But it's not like where it's just too much. Like,
Whereas Kama has the big dick energy.
Yeah.
Totally different than the good nervous energy. Yeah.
Everybody's got their own energy.
yeah.
I think like I get a certain nervousness just watching fights. Like I don't know if you get it too. It's not
Yeah,
like
I do actually get like that. I get nervous watching my friends fight, but I don't.
I've
get
heard that from a lot of
nervous
guys.
I don't
Yeah.
get that nervous for my fight.
like it's harder to watch somebody else fight than to fight yourself.
yeah, like the most nervous I probably gotten is watching my buddy Tucker Rogers fight. Like that's my homie from 10th Planet Newark. Shout out to Tucker. He like anytime he competes, like I'm like shitting myself. I'm like so nervous, and then when he wins, I'm like screaming.
So much better.
Yeah.
It's hard for sure to like watch people you care about lose or get hurt, get knocked out, like whatever it may be, but that's part of the game, right?
The weird thing is like when I'm at a show that's our show, like I do a really good job of completely turning that off because I have to.
Yeah, you got to be neutral.
Exactly. But when I like when I'm when I watched Kama and either in the UFC or even when he went to Tennessee and fought, like we're close. Like that's my boy. Like I was super upset and like it was just totally different. But like on fight night when it's a 247 show, like I've completely turned that off. Like it's pretty weird. I don't now that I think about it.
It is weird. You might be a psycho, Ryan.
I'm pretty. Well, what do you mean might be?
I mean, yeah. I'm getting away
Cue the
from
Michael
it.
Myers music.
Yeah. Dylan, edit that in and post. Edit in some Michael Myers music.
I remember you on Lucas's podcast. You said there's like you tried to do a specific sound for each.
Yeah.
fighter. Mine could be the Michael Myers.
Dude,
one.
there we go. That's beautiful. That should be your walkout too. What's
Yeah.
your walkout song right now?
I change it every time.
Yeah. What do you got coming up, or is that a secret too?
I haven't decided yet.
I like you did I know you shaved your head, but you did like the fight. You took a poll for what color your hair should be for the last one.
Probably gonna do the same thing.
You'll have some hair back by then. Nice. How's it coming back in?
There.
Oh yeah, dude, your hair grows
My hair
fast.
goes quick.
Dang.
Yeah. It's like high and tight right now.
Nice.
Yeah,
You think Green's gonna win again?
most likely. Just because of my fight nickname.
Yeah.
That character's hair is green, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I don't know that world at all. Like I heard you talking about it with Luke Payson too on MMA Fancast, your nickname and stuff, and I never got into it, but is that anime? I'm gonna sound
I'm a huge
real dumb.
anime guy. I'm just like out of sign. I mean, that's probably why he's my favorite fighter because me and him are just super in anime.
Did you see that interview he just did before his fight with Pereira where it was like just pure anime the whole time talk? Dude, he's legit, right? Like, like he's really into it.
He does the right hand signs and everything. when he like
does the right hand.
Yeah.
So there's certain hand signs that are right and wrong.
Yeah.
Like if somebody said they liked anime, what would you ask them to like prove? Like how could you prove that they're just faking it to be cool real quick?
You could just ask them like specifics about like a certain episode that happened in that story.
Nice.
And then if they're like making stuff up, you could tell.
Do people do that? Because it does seem like very hip to be into
Nowadays,
anime right now.
Back then you get bullied for it.
Right.
But now they try
Isn't
to
that
act
weird?
like
Like now it's the cool thing to enjoy.
Wait, it's the cool. Like I'm so uncool. I don't know what's cool. And what's
no,
not.
I mean I'm not into it.
So
at
now
all,
that's a
yeah.
trendy thing.
Yeah, I think so.
I guess
yeah.
maybe it's because fighters like anime now. So like, oh, I want to be badass, so I watch anime.
Well,
too.
Joey Munoz, he fought for us a couple times. He's from Arkansas, and he was like, every time I went on his Facebook page, it was like anime stuff, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's how I am.
It's
I
a
got
whole
anime
different
tattoos
world.
and everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's like your top? What like is there even top 3 anime characters? Like is that a
I
thing?
mean,
that would
Naruto's
be?
always my favorite anime of all time. So
Okay.
What is it?
Naruto,
Okay,
yeah.
Where like for
it's
me,
a different world.
if I went home and watched something to get into it, what would you tell me to watch?
Death Note.
Death Note.
That's definitely one to start out.
Is that a
with.
movie? It sounds like
it's
a
just
movie.
it's just like a 30 episode anime.
Oh.
It's not that long.
Just 30. It's just
30
30
episodes.
episodes.
I think
bro.
it's 30 or more. I don't know.
Wait,
It's
is
not that long.
so is that like a? Does that mean they're 30 minutes each?
Yeah, the 30-minute episodes.
Okay.
They're not
Alright.
that long.
That's not that bad.
So do they have commercials?
No.
Are they just online?
Yeah.
Like
you can
on
stream.
YouTube?
Some of them are on Netflix, some of them are on Hulu, and then there's this own like streaming service called Crunchyroll, but that's just anime.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I think that was like on my TV when I bought it. Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I think that's like a like that
Pre-installed.
What's that one with the popcorn? The one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those. Like
Nice. Dude,
Yeah, that's the icon.
I don't know if this is technically anime or not, but I did watch Grave of the Fireflies before. Have you ever seen that? Must not be anime then.
pretty sure you're just talking about
it's
something
an
else.
animated Japanese movie. Dude, seriously,
Good?
Grave of the Fireflies. It's so
So
good.
how
It's
wait
so
how,
good.
hold on, not to go, but how do people get into like what's the? It's just a good show. Like what is it?
For what?
Like how do you get into anime?
It's just like watching any type of like genre of show. It's just its own thing. Because like there's different genres of anime too. There's like action, drama, romance, and things like that. But I've been watching anime like since I was a baby. I remember watching Dragon Ball Z when I was like in the crib. So
Gotcha.
You grew up on anime and UFC, dude.
Yep.
you had to be a fighter then.
Yeah.
Like there was no other choice for you
Yeah.
growing up.
There was a Street Fighter whole vending machine in your house. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know how I ended
I
up
was
a
one
fighter.
of those little kids that would like be at like CC's Pizza playing the Mortal Kombat game. You know?
CC's Pizza.
CC's Pizza. CC's better than Domino's or no?
I mean, for the
It's got the buffet
it's got the nostalgia
also.
factor too. So
True.
I'd
Might be
probably
up
go
there.
CC's Pizza then because it's just that nostalgic.
And variety. Like
Yeah.
you can just get a little bit of this, a little bit of that for $5.
Yeah.
I think it was like $5.
Yeah, it was crazy. But like CC's was everywhere before it was here. Like where was CC's out near you?
There was none when I grew up, but when I was in college in Morgantown, there was one.
Okay.
So yeah, as a broke college kid, CC's big win for me. Big approval. Yeah.
Life changer when they brought that to town.
Dude, the buffalo chicken there. And they had a macaroni and cheese pizza, I remember too, that was
They had a
better
lot
than
of
it had any
varieties.
business being.
Yeah.
Dude, CC's.
I heard about another buffalo chicken pizza today.
Frank's.
George Frank, whatever.
George Frank.
Frank's Pizza. He was talking
Millville.
about has
good.
in Millville.
It's supposed to be the best like buffalo chicken pizza. Definitely in Pittsburgh and maybe the world.
I'll definitely have
Don't
to
think
try it
anybody
after the
says that.
fight then.
Dude, that's what I'm thinking. I feel like after the fights, we need to have like some kind of food party now.
100%.
After this, after torturing you with this for 30 minutes, yeah.
Did you come to the after party?
I did. I
Okay.
actually,
Yeah.
I went with Lucas and Austin. I bought him some drinks. Like me and him celebrated.
Did you guys eat there though?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Food was good, man.
Yeah.
I was definitely loving
It was
that.
definitely filling.
Yeah,
But, yeah. I mean, it might not have been filling, but
for
I
you.
was-
When you hadn't
Yeah.
eaten in so long.
What was your cranberry vodka? Was
Yeah.
that your drink of choice?
That's all I drink.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I don't think I've ever asked a fighter this. So you weigh in,
Mhm.
and then like you have a meal afterwards. Like, what's that meal like?
It's carb heavy usually, and
So-
also you focus on rehydrating as well. Getting the
Okay,
weight back.
and then the next day, like what's the eating going on?
Pretty much like the same thing. Focus
Lots
on
of carbs.
and getting starches down. Pretty much just stuff that's gonna put your weight back on and make you feel like give you good energy. Yeah, but nothing unhealthy. Like if you're gonna do carbs, it'd be like rice or like fruits and things like that. You don't want to do anything like that has a lot of oils and like really bad fats. Like you
Right.
save the pizza and stuff till after the fight.
Sure. Are you working with Immortal Diet Optimization
Yeah,
now?
I just started working with him this camp.
That's sick. How's that been going?
It's going good.
Nice. What's the program like? Because they're so new. I'm sure people would
Yeah,
want to
so what
hear
he'll do
about it.
is he'll send me like a meal plan, and he said just mix and match with what you want to do, and then based off of that, you eat what he tells you to eat, and the weight just comes down slowly. Lose like a pound or two a week.
Smart. That's the smart way to do it versus that last minute 20-pound cut.
Yeah,
Have you ever had to do one of those, like a huge last
the
minute cut?
Pinnacle fight was like that.
What's that like?
Sucks. That
what,
was
did,
the worst I've ever felt.
what did you do? Just like sauna
I
and
ran-
run or what?
I didn't eat for a week, and I just ran with the sauna suit on.
Like
Did you make weight?
Yeah.
Dude, did you like literally not eat for a week though? Or was it
I
like
just sucked on popsicles? It was bad.
Dude,
it was a
that's-
very unhealthy way to cut
I was
weight.
gonna say that sounds like the worst thing to do to get ready for a fight.
Yeah.
Like you just enter super
I didn't even
weak.
know that you were supposed to water load or anything. I just like
Figuring that like the science of that has come so far.
Yeah.
People have that dialed in now to where like if you want to, it's still a mentality, right? Like we still
Yeah.
see fighters miss weight all the time. It's like, well, you didn't care. Like there's very few excuses for missing weight nowadays. I feel like.
yeah, 100%.
What's yours going to be when you miss weight? December 16th.
I didn't care.
So you guys gonna be weighing in with us?
Yeah,
Are you
absolutely.
guys gonna face off?
We should.
Dude, I'll face him in the cage.
All right.
If-
Yeah,
I'm
we'll fight
like
Saturday.
after this, I'm like a rabid dog.
We
Like,
should have you
I
guys
wanna
do the
rip his-
intermission as the exhibition
Dude.
fight.
Yeah.
Let's
We'll put on those fat suits. Like
Well,
this
we
is what we looked like before.
Yeah. We'll put a given to fly sandwich in the center, and we all fight for
The
it.
winner gets it.
It's like hungry hippos, but with chicken sandwiches. Dude, that sounds awesome. Honestly, we need to
Dude,
make that
I
happen.
love giving to fly. It's so ridiculous. My wife's calling me.
Nice. Put her on the mic. Put her on speakerphone.
She'll be so mad at me.
Record it. But yeah, dude, so you're having a ridiculously successful amateur career, obviously. You looked amazing in your last fight. What's the plan moving forward? Because I know you're one of those guys that's in it for life. Like you want
Yeah, 100%.
UFC champ.
For sure.
How are you mapping that out right now?
So I just planning to take as many amateur fights as I can before I move to Cali. I'm moving to Cali in June, and then I'm gonna focus on my pro career over there.
Nice. We're definitely gonna miss you when you move, man. That's,
Maybe I'll do my pro debut here in for a Washington card.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many amateur fights do you want? Because we see a lot of guys like try to get 1 or 2 and go, but then there's the other mentality. It seems a little more old school, where like the Ethan Goss, where you get like 10, 11 amateur fights and then go pro. Where do you think you'll end up?
After this fight, I'll be at 6. I want to take maybe 1 or 2 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
And then you said you're leaving for California when?
June.
pro
Gotcha.
debut in April.
Oh,
Oh,
he said he wants more amateur fights.
yeah. We'll get him 1 more amateur, and then I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Is that your decision, or is that your coach's decision for when you want to turn pro, or is it like a joint discussion?
It's just my plan.
Okay, nice.
So do you have like you're kind of different in your situation, at least it seems, than most, because you kind of bounce around a lot more.
Yeah.
And like, but you do consider, where do you consider like your home gym? See, you're the literally only one I know that like that's the reaction, because
Yeah, because I feel like if I pick a certain gym, I'm gonna
Alienate
Alien-
the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to answer for you? No, I'm just kidding. So, like, most guys would say, like, oh, like, as soon as my coach says I'm ready to go pro, like, I'm gonna go pro. Like, how is that being decided for you?
So
Are you gonna bounce it off of?
I guess probably based off of who I ask my fights for. I always ask. So I'll ask David Sachs, and then I ask Will, and then once I get their approval, then I fight. Then I accept the fight. So I'll probably do something similar to that.
Okay, so that's when. So most fighters, everyone, we go to their coach and present the fights to them. We don't even tell the fighters about it. Do we talk directly to you?
Yep, and then I ask.
Yep.
I ask Dave, and then I ask Will, and if they say yes, then I tell you guys yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was funny. This was for the Austin fight. I hit Sachs up first, thinking, we're going to do it the same way we do everybody else. And Sachs is like, just talk to Miguel directly. When you got somebody, come back to me. It's like, all right.
Yeah, I always make sure to like double check with everybody before.
That's
I accept
smart.
Anything.
Yeah. You would never want to not do it that way and
Yeah,
get called out on
yeah.
Facebook or something.
Yeah, because I started out my first fights, like my first MMA fights, I just took fights.
Yeah.
My corner for my first MMA fight was my boxing coach.
That's
Was it
awesome.
Troy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just Troy, and then my other boxing coach Jeff. Like they were just there. Then I most of the fight was on the ground, and they were like, "Just keep doing what you're doing."
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
So let me ask you this: that fight, him and I were both there, by the way. That fight, did you hear anything about like Sal and his
My first
People-
fight or my
your
Pinnacle
first fight?
My
No,
first
no,
fight
I'm
was in
sorry.
Ohio.
I'm sorry. The Pinnacle fight. Where did you hear anything about Sal and his like the people that were with him starting anything? I don't know. That's
I
what I
was
heard.
just told. I was just ready to fight.
No. I mean, like after, like he had a rowdy group of friends. Did you? Later on, I heard that there was like a lot of commotion. And
Really?
like, yeah, but I didn't experience it that night.
The only person that walked up to me after was Jonas Rubiano, and he was like, "Come train with us. I see you're Filipino. I'm Filipino. Let's come train." And I've been training at Stout ever since then.
Yeah,
Because
that's
they were
cool.
like, we all cross train together, and I was like, yeah.
And you're like, I'm gonna be the
I'm in.
spokesperson for cross training now.
That should be your, like when we announce you, it should be like fighting out of Cross Training MMA Academy.
Yes.
Miguel. Yeah, I like it.
Well, or we could like make a gym with every gym's name, like kind of like like Benifer and like he could have a gym like that,
dude, that's
like
hilarious.
10th Academy, Gracie.
Yeah.
Matt Fat Mactory. Oh no,
Oh, that's
something
else.
totally
Something
different.
totally different. I never noticed the 10th Planet logo. Like the T isn't white. Is it like a? See how like it's plain, but the T is it a play on plane somehow? Like
Probably.
you're on a higher plane of thinking or something.
like that.
I could see Eddie Bravo doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
That's
He's
such
a-
an Eddie Bravo thing to do.
Yeah.
Do you still watch Eddie and like listen to Eddie on podcasts
Yeah,
and stuff? You love him?
I met him whenever I visited
Nice.
back in July, and I've been to a few of his seminars. He's a pretty chill guy.
He
Kind of
seems.
acts. He literally acts how he acts.
That's
It's
what it
just him.
seems like. He seems awesome,
Yeah,
man.
he's a
And
really
like,
good guy.
I think people underrate how good he was as a competitor. Like
Yeah.
you forget he was freaking legit, man.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your favorite 10th Planet submission? They got the weird ones.
Ooh, probably the Dead Orchard. I landed that one of the Stout fights from one of the Stout Jiu-Jitsu tournaments.
That's Nate Orchard's move, right?
Yeah.
That's
I tagged
what.
him in and he didn't even look at my post. I was so upset.
That's a dick move, Nate.
Yeah.
Come on, man. What? So, what's the difference between that and a regular triangle? Like,
So the difference is a regular triangle you have one arm in, and then the Dead Orchard you have two arms in, and you're attacking just the arms. It's not really a choke. It's just
Okay.
like you're holding them in.
and it's just very uncomfortable. Does it choke you or hurt your arms? Like what?
It gives it. You're pretty much double arm barring them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds miserable.
Yeah.
It's like, let me just hurt everything that you have. Huh? Solid move.
You gotta be really flexible to get the move too.
That's
'Cause,
like most
it's
10th
like
Planet things.
once you're here and you lift the leg up. If you're not like flexible, you can't really.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you see that video of the guy? I don't know who it was. It was a 10th Planet guy, and he was like dislocating his knee on purpose and like bending his leg. Dude, let me see if I can find that. Hang on.
We'll have Danny pull it up on the screen.
Yeah, keep talking, and I'm going to try to find this.
This makes for good podcasting when someone just stops talking and looks on their phone.
Well, imagine if there was a co-host that could keep it going.
Well, I mean, you are on the screen right now, so anyway.
What's up, guys? I'm looking for a video.
But I wasn't even planning on being. I'm sitting in because I was. You can't carry it.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't have done
you asked
this
me
if
to
you weren't
save
here.
you.
Unreal,
Unbelievable. I gotta carry him,
dude. I got.
He's heavy too. Like he was too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
thick boy.
With his
I'm gonna-
extra. Come on, dude. This is great. Come on, like let's have more of this. We should do this more.
I honestly, I heard a lot of feedback from listeners that said, "I would love if you guys just stopped talking."
Scrolled on the phone.
No, they said just stop talking. So that's what I'm trying to do.
There's a chance I would
Zoomer.
actually watch your podcast if you guys didn't talk.
Zoomer asked me to stop talking. Right?
Zoomer, zoom. Have you seen him? Dude, there's a guy that like taunts us all the time.
It's amazing.
On like
He's
every post,
hilarious,
he'll just
dude.
like try to like he's half serious and it's 100% hilarious, but he'll like be like, "You're not real podcast." Like he did that the other day to you,
Yeah.
like, "You aren't a real podcaster. You suck." Like,
It's hilarious.
and then we'll be like, "Zoom." Like
I still love him.
we told him that like Kama retired because of him. Like he's like, "I know, I'd retire him." Like
Oh my god.
he wants to fight for us, and we won't let him because he doesn't train at a gym. Like
What? Wait.
I don't know.
Miguel's like, tell him to come down to Stout on Saturday.
Boomer, his name's like Boomer Zoom or something. Like I don't know what his. Oh, I'm gonna find him for it. This will make
now-
it really
now-
good.
We got two phones
See,
now.
Now we're both. Miguel, get your phone out, dude. I feel like we're leaving you out now.
Hey,
Hey, I found it.
Boomer
nice.
Zoom.
Oh yeah. I've seen that.
Dude, like, what? What is happening? Look at this.
Okay, this is where we.
I wish
ed-
I was that flexible.
Yeah, I'll edit this into the
Yeah.
video so that people can also enjoy. Did you see the first part?
Not really. No. What is that noise?
Oh, that's just added sound.
Yeah, I
a
think they're just
guy.
adding like ratchets in.
I thought it was a girl at first when I was watching them.
Dude, I don't understand that. Like,
Wait, you guys can't do that.
is there like a heavy emphasis on training flexibility within a
Yeah,
10th Planet
for
system?
sure.
Yeah. What do you do? Do you do yoga or anything?
I personally don't, but I just have really flexible hips. so
Just like
I rock
naturally
out.
flexible?
Normally, really unathletic people have really flexible hips.
That's
Yeah,
very
see?
common.
Like I said, I was super unathletic.
I think you might think that, but like you are a picture of someone who looks the part of
Athletic.
being athletic.
Yeah.
You should have seen me as a kid. I was just a super skinny, like wheezing kid.
Like, where's my inhaler?
Yeah,
Super
that was
skinny,
me.
wheezing kid.
Yeah.
When did you start to grow out of asthma? Do you remember how old you were?
I mean, I had asthma like my first few fights, so I want to say like
dang.
15, 16.
Yeah. Were you Greg Hardying it between rounds?
Yeah, I had that happen one time.
Nice.
It was one of my Muay Thai fights, and I was like, I can't breathe. I think I'm done. He's like, you're not quitting on the stool. And I was like, okay. I guess
Trial by fire.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Hey, if it's the difference between like having to quit or taking an asthma inhaler and them making you quit, I'd rather like take my chance.
For sure. I think I want to ask Miguel about this because who are we? Oh, Steve Dawson from Stout. You know, he just opened Fat Butcher. Yeah, we were talking to him about this. Ryan brought it up. He's like, I don't understand why in a fight, like, guys tap out from chokes way too often. Like, you should just go out. You should always.
Not always. No, I did not say that. I said when you're pro and it's a like a rear naked choke or something. I've seen so many guys lose track of time and tap, and the bell was gonna ring. Like I was like, if it's a rear naked tap, like
I think the reason is because if you
rear naked choke, not a rear naked
if you
tap.
get slept with a choke compared to tapping, your suspension is like 3 times as long.
That's a good point too. That's true.
But it's a month to 3 months, and your suspension is only like
you're probably
you're not
going to
taking a fight then.
Yeah.
And
Kevin Holland.
No one honors the suspension in the gym. Like the suspension's really like
For the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to be. You're supposed to not train during your suspension.
True.
That never happened.
Yeah.
It also just doesn't feel great on your neck. It's like, ow, this also hurts.
So let me ask you this. Who is someone that like you trained with, because you've trained in lots of different gyms? Who's someone that you trained with for the first time that you were like, whoa, like this person's way better or way different than I thought? Did you ever like start rolling with someone and be like, I didn't think this person was going to like be trouble?
Probably like my jiu-jitsu coach in 10th Planet, because he's the same size as me. So I was like, this shouldn't be too bad. And then I got like destroyed, and I've gotten destroyed ever since. I
It hasn't stopped.
I don't do good at all.
Yeah.
when I'm with him.
But that was like, has there been anyone that you like saw compete, or you saw like, and then you got into the like room with them and you're like, oh, this is gonna, I'll have to take it easy, and then they like took it to you or something, like not took it to you, but like showed you like, oh, I did not think they were this good?
I don't think so. I don't really underestimate people. I kind of like expect like they're gonna be the next like Khabib, you know. Even if they're just off the street, treat it like it's the best person ever.
That's a good mentality, I think. And to like flip the question, I think a lot of people would pick you, Miguel. Like just from what I've heard from people, like everybody I talk to is like, Miguel, dude. Like Miguel is that guy in the like he's good at everything. So they might pick you for that.
Yeah, I've been told that a lot. That I'm just that guy that they're like,
yeah,
who the fuck is that? And then I'm just there. Yeah,
boom.
And then you're awesome.
And then I'm at the Bat Factory. See you later. I got another session.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. Roasted.
Boom, boom. What's his name?
Zoomer.
Zoomer, boom, boom.
Zoomies. Dude, you got to follow Zoomer for sure. He's our biggest fan.
Well, we have another biggest fan, but he's one of our biggest fans. Like, he hates on us all the time. But
awesome.
He's like kind of joking and kind of just funny and like probably more serious than I think, because I think he's hilarious. Mm-hmm. But he's pretty classic.
Do you get haters on Instagram or anything? I know a lot of fighters have problems with like commenters just being obnoxious and being dumb.
I've had people like put hate comments, and I'll just say, I appreciate the honesty. And then they delete their comments most of the time. It's like, oh, come on, man.
They felt bad. You could have been like, screw you. And then it starts this argument, but you're like, you're a nice person, and I appreciate.
Yeah. You are like exceedingly kind, man. I'll say like every interaction I've ever had with you, like very kind and respectful. Is that your upbringing? Like,
I think it's just the Filipino in me. Like you probably see Manny Pacquiao fight. Like he's always was like that too. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just the Filipino like personality, because that's just how the people are.
Gotcha. Dude, I'm excited to watch you fight again. I know that. Like, I'm ready for this card. December
I'm super
17th.
excited.
Monroeville, a different place.
Yeah.
Are you excited to be
Yeah.
in Monroeville instead?
My first jiu-jitsu tournament was in Monroeville Convention Center, so it'll be nice to go back.
Full circle.
Return.
Yeah.
Full circle. Against a BJJ brown belt.
Right?
Are you ranked in jiu-jitsu? Because I assume you mostly do no-gi, but
I don't think I am.
what do you think you would be?
Oh, you mean like belt wise?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm still a blue belt.
Okay, you're
I've been a blue belt since 2017.
But what do you think you would be?
I don't know.
If like you consistently trained gi.
I'm not sure.
Like, do you roll with black belts at the
Yeah.
gym and feel comfortable?
Maybe not black belts.
Okay, fair.
I have good rolls with purples and browns.
Okay, nice.
So, do you talk any smack when you're like rolling with guys and
Yeah.
training with guys? Okay, so you'll
Me and Lucas always talk shit to each
Okay.
other, and me and my buddy Tucker too.
gotcha.
I'm
Because you're just so quiet and respectful that
Yeah.
I can't. I like. I'm trying to get something out of you, and you're like, "No, I'm good.
I'm nice.
I'm nice.
I'm just a nice guy.
I showed my fierceness in the cage.
You really did. That's what I was gonna say. It's wild to have that personality, but you are like such a finishing instinct kind of fighter. Like, you're violent in the cage. Like, it's all about I'm knocking you out or submitting you. Like, I'm not here to be boring.
I really flipped that switch.
What is that? Like, when do you flip?
So if anybody like records me whenever I warm up, I'd make this switch where I scream as loud as I can. It's like a war cry, and after I do that war cry, I'm just different.
Dude, that's sick. I'm gonna be like listening for
Dude,
this.
I
Just
think you
hanging
should
around.
do. You should change it up. Have you ever seen Over the Top?
Mm-mm.
I think it's called Over the Top.
What
Is that right?
I don't know.
It's the Sly Stallone arm wrestling movie. You got to watch it. But anyway, you know, Sylvester Stallone. He's a quote waiting to happen. But
Right.
he used to what was his name of his character? I can't remember. But he would wear his hat, and if he flipped his hat, like it was on.
Oh, you
Like-
flipped your hat in this interview, dude. Was that
yeah.
that was the move?
Yeah,
That's
well,
it.
he's
Nice.
saying like December 17th, getting
It's
here
on.
quick.
It may have been after we announced the fight. He was like, "Oh, I got to fight.
Oh,
Flip
yeah.
this for you,
Maybe.
dude. It's gonna be a phenomenal fight. We're excited to have you again. These guys know, like, we've been trying to get you on cards forever, as
Yeah.
obviously you know as well. Like, it was awesome that you finally got to debut for us. Like, what did you think of the show itself? What was it like fighting for us?
It was nice, man. I really liked it, and I liked how like professional the videos are looking and stuff like that. It's really cool.
We've spent a lot of time and a lot of money on making our videos look good for sure. We have a really cool setup right now. Shout out Parm, the cameraman with like the big robo cage and everything. Did you notice him during the fight?
Who was it?
He was like the guy that filmed you walking out and stuff. He had like a huge camera on a mount on his chest.
I don't remember. My
Yeah.
walkout, I got sprinted to the cage.
Yeah, we missed it. Well, yeah. So, in your post fight interview, and like when they're announcing your name, there was this camera guy that had like a robo like with a camera on it. It's
Robo
that
Pump.
camera on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm like
Robo
Charles
Pump.
Oliveira blind, so I don't really see what's in front of me. So I probably didn't even notice him.
You're like, hi.
Yeah.
You just wear contacts or what?
No, I don't. I
Dude,
just go
what?
blind.
You just love it. You're like, yeah, I don't need to
Wait,
see.
so you know when you go pro? Well, when you go pro, you're gonna have to take eye tests.
Yeah, I passed them
Okay.
for boxing.
Okay.
Gotcha.
You just memorize the list. That's how you get them. It really
Edit
is.
that out and never
Yeah.
let Serb see that.
No, yeah, that's out. Serb doesn't care enough to watch this.
No, yeah, you're
But
right.
someone,
Until I get him on the show,
yeah,
which I do want to do. Greg
He-
Serb, let's do it.
he would be. I have to stop.
You're gonna get your license revoked.
He doesn't need
Mid-podcast.
this chair. This is perfect height for him.
Oh, that's a
Sorry.
low blow.
I'm just stopping.
That's a
I'm
low
just
blow,
stopping.
Ryan.
I love Greg. I do.
Dude, you're like 2 inches taller than him. Like,
Yeah, but I don't. Greg, I
got
love
him.
you.
We got him started now. We got him started. But no, dude, we're stoked for the fight. Chance Grillo, super game opponent, man.
Mm-hmm.
They've never turned down a fight that we were just talking. I was talking about it with Danny Palm. Like, he's got Ferdoz was his debut with us, and now you like best of the best Pittsburgh amateurs, and this dude just is stepping up. Like, yeah, I'll fight him. I really.
He's like,
don't-
yeah, you have someone. Okay.
I'm in. I'll take that. I don't really care what they do. I'm game. Is that cool to know that you're facing a guy like
Yeah.
that? Like,
I mean, Austin was like that too.
yeah, definitely. Austin, yeah, love that. guy,
Yeah,
too.
so they've fought common opponents.
That's funny.
Like you and Edwin just like running through the you know.
Hey,
running
maybe after this fight, I'll fight the guy that fought Edwin. Maybe I'll fight Cameron Sandoval.
Sandoval.
I like that fight.
Sandoval.
Sandoval.
Maybe me and him will fight for the 145 title.
I think is he going pro?
Yeah, so I don't know, actually. I was talking to his coach, Kelly Anunson, and I think they'll go pro for the right guy or stay amateur for the right guy. I don't think they're really like...
Then there it is. Let's
Anyway,
call him up.
One fight at a time. One fight at a time.
Yeah.
Don't want to put any disrespect on the chance.
True,
So.
absolutely.
Me and him are gonna have a good fight.
Absolutely. So, funny enough with Cam Sandoval, he's like I'm sure you saw him in that fight. He's jacked. Like, dude
Yeah,
is
he's
built
huge.
like shredded. Kelly said he walks around at like 138.
Yeah, some people are just built different.
It's so weird. He's like, when he's pro, he's going to be a flyweight.
Really?
100%. Yeah. Which is crazy.
That's not even what.
Yeah, he's like, he does not look like he can make 125, but Kelly's like, dude, you can make it
Wait,
easily.
what was their fight? Was it 40?
40,
Right?
140, yeah.
So he weighed in what, like 138?
He had to like drink. Yeah, I think he came in a little under. Nuts. But yeah, he looks like a 45. Like if you just see him, you'd be like, dude, he's a pretty big 45. No.
Yeah, but
He's got bird.
amateur 45 and pro 45. Those
Yeah,
are
that's
different.
like comparing me to De Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah.
A little different. So at pro, you're going to be 35.
100%.
Do you think you can make 25?
No,
Okay.
definitely not. I have a
Okay.
hard time making 30.
I didn't think so either. Yeah.
But you have a little bit of hair now. You could cut that hair off like that
True.
girl did. And then you'd make weight.
That's how it works. That's what I'm going to do on the 16th. I'm just going to cut my hair, lose 20 pounds.
That is so not fair. Every time I've weighed, I've wet my hair down to see
Yeah.
what my weight was.
Yep. Now I'm going to just shave it. I might. What if?
Dude, I did. Just shave your head.
Dude,
It's not-
I gotta tell you,
Skull it.
I do think you aren't as ugly as you look with that much hair. I'm just saying. Like that picture of you with your hair like
Nice.
not long.
Yeah. Like I look more handsome like that.
I think so. Like not
to
more
put it to a
handsome, but
test.
less hideous. Is that better?
Yeah, that's more accurate for sure. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe
He's
I'll
over
bring
there
it back.
those two are being mean to each
They're
other.
terrible.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the way you have to talk to each
Okay,
other.
yeah.
That's how
okay.
you bond.
Yeah,
that is.
exactly.
That is.
Exactly.
That's
Miguel
how
gets it.
I always tell Danny. I'm like, Danny, the day Danny works like full time for me and Paul, and I say, Danny, the day that me and Paul aren't giving you a hard time, like just
Get
start
worried.
looking for a
Yeah.
new job.
Get
Like,
worried.
That's the day you need to worry.
So on that level, I've heard that Wilkins is the absolute king trash talker. Is this true or false?
Yeah, he definitely does his trash talking. I mean, I don't really talk that much when it comes to that stuff, so he doesn't said anything to me.
Okay.
But yeah,
So you're not much of a target for him. It was again Steve Dawson, the fat butcher. He he was saying that like everybody on Wilkins's coaching tree as well, like Vince Mang and now Christian Schaefer, like they're all just trash talking machines. And he's like, it's all because of Wilkins. Like Wilkins started all of this. I love that, dude. Trash talking's super fun. Let's talk some trash. You and Chance, the two biggest trash talkers in regional MMA.
Well, so
It would be the nicest banter ever.
yeah, they'd be like, yeah, you look nice too.
Yeah.
I like your haircut.
Yeah.
I mean, you could part it down. I'm gonna have to part it for you.
It's all right.
Like boom, roasted.
The air horn. Have the air horn ready. Yeah, there we go. All right, dude. So we're going to get you a Michael Myers sound for our board. That's a fact. But now, like, you want to shout out any sponsors or anything like that? What else you got going on in your life that you want to give some love?
Like I said, shout out to the Hurt Locker. Shout out to my sponsors, the Old Mexico Restaurant, Two Fight Bros. Shout out my homie Tucker Rogers, Lucas Siebert, Alan Liu, Mason DeLess. All my homies also fighting that night. Tim Bailey. There's a bunch. of
Wait,
people
there's
fighting.
other fights.
There's
that
other
night?
people
There's
fighting
other
that night?
fights.
Nobody
Yeah.
knows this yet, Miguel, but that's
Oh, I'm
good.
sorry.
No, you're
Oh,
good,
so
dude. You're
just so
good.
you know, as we were sitting here, so you know, we do things a little differently. You know, I let him on a leash, but then I'll see what he does, and I'll say, hey, maybe we should have done this or whatever, and like, you know, second guess everything he does, pretty much. But so like today he announced, was it today?
Yeah.
Today he announced like tickets are on sale. You can buy them now. Like there was someone while we were sitting here. Did you see it?
Uh-uh.
it said maybe if you announce who was on the card in some fight. Oh, hey, hold on. If they would just announce who was on the card, I'm certain there would be many more tickets sold. So I was telling him, like, we should probably announce a fight and announce, okay, tickets are now on sale. And so he kind of reversed it, and now he's being mocked by people.
You can't win, dude. That's the life. That's the life of a promoter for sure that I'm figuring out. No matter what you do, it's wrong. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're going to announce fights for whoever that was. Like, obviously, we're going to announce fights and sell. Like, people don't buy tickets until the week of the show anyway. Like, you get some, and for sure you get little bumps here and there, but most people
the week of the fight's crazy.
Yeah, that's
what I'm going to enjoy is when we start selling so many tickets that, like, people that wait till the last minute
can't
we're
get
like,
them.
oh, I'm sorry. Like,
Sorry about that. We sold them all.
but Monroeville, we literally can sell as many as we want. Like, that
Monroeville's
place is huge.
The Meadows, we really can't.
Yeah, the Meadows, the last fight was interesting, but, like, I think we're going to sell out, like, in 2023. Like, we're going to. We were really close to selling out. We had, like, a handful of tickets left for the first show. Second show, we had tickets left.
There was a bunch going on that night in Pittsburgh, like Smashing Pumpkin. There was just a bunch of weird things that we kept having people tell us, like, oh, we wanted to be there, but, like, we already had this booked. And it's like, man, it was a bad date. We didn't know that ahead of time.
Yeah, you
It
gotta
happens.
live.
Happens, man.
It's a good date for me.
I was gonna say, decent date for you.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
date.
you had a nice group of fans there.
Yeah. Had a lot of people.
Yeah, dude, there was a lot of support for you. Obviously, you know,
I think my fight was louder than Kama's for, like, the amount of support.
might have
Probably because it's my hometown, though. That's probably why.
I think that helped for sure. Do you think, like, do you expect to have the same kind of support in Monroeville?
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Freaking Miguel Francisco. Excited to have you here, dude.
Thanks for
Fighting for us, but also in the studio, man. This is an awesome
yeah.
podcast. Appreciate you stopping in after work. I know it's a little out of the way, but hope you like the studio, man.
Yeah, it's nice.
We'll see you for sure December 16th. And we'll be, like, real skinny then. You won't
Yeah.
even
Like,
So
we're
will I.
super skinny.
Yeah, you
I'll look
too.
like a ghoul.
Hey, all in good company. Let's ghoul out on December 16th. December 17th, Miguel fights Chance Grillo. Brawl in the Burgh 15. Tickets are on sale. 247fighting.com.
.com.
Let's go. Peace out.